Hello everybody, my name is Chrysius, and welcome to another discussion about Dragon Ball Super. Today we're going to be talking about episode 115. It aired Saturday night. I actually watched it Sunday. I know I'm a little late making a video about it, as today is Tuesday. Um, but I was really excited while watching this. I've been talking about it all week to my friends that watch it. It's just I haven't been able to bring it up here until now. Yesterday was really bad and strife with homework, so yeah, not too good. Um, but it got me really excited. It's in my top 5 episodes for Super right now, so I'm really happy about it. I'm happy because it showed me some very interesting things and some things that I was wanting to see, like the fight between Gohan and Piccolo and the other two Namekians. I got a brief clip of that, and oh, they're so strong. And that fight looks so good. I want to watch more of that. Of course, I want to keep watching this Goku and Kefla fight because you saw a glimpse of it at the end of the last episode when Kefla's beating down on Super Saiyan God Goku. You see how strong she is. Of course, you also see that Super Saiyan Blue is more powerful than Super Saiyan God because when he went blue, though she was still beating him, she wasn't beating him as badly. And so he went Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. Now, we all know that about roughly 6, 7 minutes ago, something like that, he was fighting Jiren. And we all know how that fight ended. It did not end well. And he ended very hurt and very with a lot of lack of stamina. Frieza had to come in and give him energy, which I'm really glad he did now because there's no way Goku would have been able to do this fight without that little donation from Frieza. Um, but the thing that I was really excited about was, well, yeah, seeing Ultra Instinct again, but just watching all the other fights and how everything was going on while these two, like during the Goku and Jiren fight, everybody stopped. For the most part, everybody stopped and watched it. I mean, yeah, there were a few that tried to take some pot shots at Goku, like Ribrianne, but for the most part, everyone stopped and watched it. This one, it's like they got used to that fight because during this Kefla and Goku fight, no one's stopping except Vegeta, long enough to get punched by Toppo. I think they're about equal. Now, a lot of people think Vegeta's stronger and he's got something hiding up his sleeve because he's the Prince of All Saiyans. And yeah, no, Toppo's next in line for being God of Destruction in Universe 11. I'd say they're about on par with each other because, in a way, Vegeta's kind of next in line for being God of Destruction of Universe 7. It's just he doesn't particularly want the job, I don't think. But Whis has mentioned before that he'd make a good God of Destruction. Actually, that both of them would. Goku and Vegeta. Now, a lot of people are upset, or a lot of my friends are upset because of that Toppo fight. It's not going quite how they want it to because they want to watch a lot of it. But I'm happy with seeing bits and pieces here and there while Goku and Kefla tussle it out. What I'm really wanting to see is that Gohan and Piccolo fight. I don't know why. It's just something about them. Those were some of my favorite characters when I was watching Z. So I like the mental characters. I like the smart characters the best. So seeing them fight and seeing them struggle, it makes me all pumped up to watch it. Um, but finally, Goku stops playing around and he went Super Saiyan God Blue Kaioken, which he really doesn't have the stamina to do anymore. Like, even Beerus mentioned that after a few attacks, he had one attack left in him. Even Beerus on the sidelines knows that Goku's at his limit, and that brings me to one of the theories I created while watching this episode. Before I get into that, I want to talk about Jiren and his little eye twitch. That made okay. So I'm a weirdo. I talk to my phone screen while I'm watching the show, and when he twitched his eye after Kefla went Super Saiyan, I was just like, "Yeah, Jiren, open your eye. You can't stay there forever. You can't just keep meditating." It's not exactly what I said, but that's about the gist of it because he needs to realize that um, he's not safe, 100% safe, just sitting there meditating. He's going to have to get his hands dirty again, or his universe might just lose. Now, I said that Topo and Vegeta are about equal in terms of power. So it's going to be really who's distracted more by the fight between Goku and Kefla to see who gets knocked out. Or Frieza might step in, but I don't think so. He seems to be having too much fun watching these little Saiyans fight for him. So between that fight, they might actually end up knocking each other out, which would be a big blow to both universes. They would lose Vegeta, who's knocked out the most people in the tournament so far, and they'd lose Topo, who's the second strongest on their team. And that would definitely make Jiren have to wake up. We all know, if you watch the after credit scene, that Jiren does end up opening his eye, which really makes me happy because, hey, we're going to watch another Jiren fight. But is he going to be fighting Kefla? Is he going to be fighting Goku? Is he going to be fighting both? Or is he going to be fighting Gogeta? So Beerus already made it clear that he's not going to throw the Porta earrings into the ring. Yeah, the Omni King said the Porta earrings are cool, so they're cool. That's basically how this tournament goes. They think that fusions are awesome, and they're confused as to why people think that they wouldn't be allowed. So, as soon as they said that, Mr. Grand Priest comes up and says, new rule, Porta earrings are fine. And some of these universes made the stupidest mistake I could really think of them making. They chose not to throw in their Porta earrings. Now, the one universe that did throw in their Porta earrings, those earrings got destroyed by the fight between Kefla and Goku, I believe. But there were others just like, oh, our universe doesn't need it. Oh, we're not going to do that. And I know what we said is true. If you fuse two together and they get knocked out, you're losing two combatants instead of one, which is bad. But the amplifier for the power that gives you is well worth the risk that it's taking. Especially for some of these universes with less people in it. Because you might think that that's kind of an oxymoron. Shouldn't the universes with more people be more willing to fuse people? No. Because the ones with less have more to lose. They're already, say a universe that has 3 people left in the tournament. They're already that close to being knocked out. If those 3 get knocked out, which separately they probably will easily be knocked out, that universe is gone. If you could fuse 2 of them together to make them stronger, that actually raises your chances of winning. So for Whis, it kind of makes sense. They're not in such a desperate situation yet that they need to fuse, though I would love to see the 17 and 18 fusion that they mentioned. That would be awesome. I would also like to see Goku and Vegeta fuse because everyone wants that. But I'd also like to see Piccolo and Gohan fuse. Master and student fusion. I don't know if a Saiyan could fuse with a Namekian, but it shouldn't be too far off base, and that would be an awesome fusion. For some reason, one of my coworkers wants to see Gohan and Frieza, but that's not going to work out very well. Just no. It'd be cool, it'd be powerful, but it's not going to happen. So many universes have already made it clear that they're not going to throw in their Porta earrings. I really think they should, and they might when they realize what kind of situation they're in. But even Universe 7 has decided, even though Beerus was very much going to throw them in, when Whis pointed that out, Beerus decided, no, it's not worth it. Which I agree, for Universe 7, it's not worth it. They already have numbers. They need to keep those numbers. That's what's kind of putting them in the lead right now. Especially with Jiren sitting over there meditating, who's obviously stronger than most of the people on their team. Actually, I'll go ahead and say he's stronger than everyone on their team. He's stronger than Goku, he's stronger than Vegeta, he's stronger than Frieza. I don't even think I'll get any hate for that, because it's a fact. Like, he is. So I think Goku and Vegeta are going to have to suck it up and do the fusion dance and make Gogeta, because they're not getting their hands on that Porta earring, at least not anytime soon. I won't put it past Beerus to kind of toss it to him later, but as of now, that doesn't seem like it's going to happen. Other than that, uh, what I noticed about Goku's Super Saiyan, not Super Saiyan, his Ultra Instinct form, um, I was mulling it around in my head during work after watching it on Sunday, and I mentioned it to my coworkers, and I really like this theory. And it would make a lot more sense if y'all have seen a show called Fairy Tail. I know it's a pretty popular anime. I really like it. It's one of my favorites. It's really fun. It's goofy. It's got a lot of really good action. And maybe after saying that, some of y'all might be making the connection I made. Maybe not. But there's a character in it. He's actually the main character, though it doesn't really have a main character, but he's kind of the main character. His name's Natsu Dragoneel, and he's a fire dragon slayer. And his power, he can create fire from his body. Like he can, not from his body, but he can create. He's a magician who can create fire basically anywhere on his body. He can also regain energy by eating fire. Dragon slayers are among the most powerful and the most rare dragon magicians that are out there. Dragon slayers, even when they're super common in the show, there's only like 4 or 5 of them. See, we got Sting, Rogue, Natsu, Gagiel, Wendy. 5. Yeah, 5. I don't think I'm forgetting any. If I am, sorry. But so when they're super common and you think they're everywhere, there's only 5 of them. That's not that many Dragon Slayers in this whole world of magicians. And the reason that is because a Dragon Slayer actually has to be trained by a dragon, which is weird, but yeah, we'll give them that. They have to be trained by a dragon. And each of them can eat their specific element to get stronger. Wendy, she's the wind, so she can eat wind. Gagiel can eat metal. Natsu does something a little different from time to time. He eats other things other than fire. Obviously, they can eat food, but he eats other elements, per se, than fire. And there hasn't really been an element he couldn't eat before until on an island he was fighting something that's known as a fire god slayer. And he could not eat the fire god's fire. Think of Natsu's dragon, fire dragon energy as like normal magic, which it's not, it's Dragon Slayer magic. So think of it as like a step above normal magic. And then think of the God Slayer magic as a step above that. So he can eat anything at his level or below, but he can't go above his level. The Fire God Slayer was easily eating Natsu's fire because he was above him. It's kind of like a food chain. But when Natsu got defeated, when he was knocked around, when he lost all his magic and basically all his hope, but when he lost all his magic, and he was like a second away from being defeated, his magic vessel, the thing inside of him that contains his magic, was completely empty. And at that point, he was able to consume the fire god's magic and for a short time use it. And he used it to beat the Fire God Slayer. And I think Goku's Ultra Instinct is very, very similar to what happens with Natsu when his magic level goes super low. It's happened before. There's this giant magic weapon, and it was created out of crystals that were made out of basically concentrated magic, but like of every kind. No reason Natsu should have been able to eat it. But he did, and he got a power up. He got sick afterwards, and it didn't do too well for him. But he'd run out of energy. He had to try something. And so that happened. I think with Goku, he'd already went through Super Saiyan God, which used a lot of energy. He went Super Saiyan Blue, which going into it uses a lot of energy. Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, or Kaioken, that uses a massive amount of energy. And then all of that coupled with the fight with Jiren, where he lost all his energy, which you might be thinking he can't go into Ultra Instinct when he has no energy because he absorbed all the energy from the Spirit Ball. But he didn't absorb all the energy from the Spirit Ball until he was hit by it. And he was holding Jiren back somewhat, so he was losing energy there. So when Jiren pushed it all the way, we can assume that Goku had no more energy left to expend. So when it hit him, his ki vessel, we can say, was completely empty. And that's why he was able to absorb the spirit bomb energy, but also why he was able to awaken Ultra Instinct. And we all know once Goku reaches a form, it's easier, not like super easy, but it is easier for him to reach it again and again. The more he does it, the easier it becomes. His Ultra Instinct form, he's already touched it once. And here he is, he expended all of his energy fighting Kefla, this fused warrior who is really awesome. I like her quips, by the way, especially the "don't fall for me" thing, because I really think that if Goku wasn't married to Chi-Chi, he might fall for Kefla. Except for the whole, he's like 60 and she's like a teenager. Forget about the age thing. I think he'd do it because he likes strong people and here's a strong girl. But no, I think her little quips are funny. But after fighting and him losing all of that energy, and then her just bombarding him with energy blasts, which are at legendary Super Saiyan level, which we see because she's using his ki. I think when he enters Ultra Instinct, it's because he's out of energy, or at least he's out of his own energy, and that's when he accesses the Ultra Instinct. It's kind of like a survival instinct almost, even though it's not. It's something akin to a survival instinct for him. When his energy, when his stamina is completely depleted, this happens. And then he just kind of dodged and deflected those legendary Super Saiyan blasts like they were nothing. Which I'm so excited for this next episode. I can't wait to see Ultra Instinct Goku fight again, especially because this time he doesn't seem unaware of himself. In the last one, he wasn't exactly acting like Goku, obviously, but he wasn't moving like Goku. He wasn't fighting like Goku, which his own son pointed out. And when Vegeta asked him what he was doing, he didn't even know afterwards. He didn't even know what had happened. He couldn't remember anything. So it's possible he could have been unconscious, or at least semi-conscious. But this one, he seems to be fully conscious. So it's going to be interesting seeing Goku fighting Kefla now. And I think the Vegeta-Topo fight either is going to get put on hold or ended really quickly by Vegeta because he's going to want to see this technique again as soon as he feels... as soon as he feels Goku, this new energy, he's going to want to go over there. The I said a second ago is because when he got hit by the spirit bomb during the Jiren episode, no one could sense his energy. That means his energy was completely gone. And then here he is, and everybody was able to sense him after he awakened Ultra Instinct. So that gives more credence to my theory. The other thing I wanted to mention was Kefla's power-up to Super Saiyan. I'm assuming she's Super Saiyan 1. I didn't see any electricity. I didn't see any lightning. So presumably she could still reach Super Saiyan 2, which she's a little deflated right now as well after going against Super Saiyan God Kaioken. But I think fighting Ultra Instinct Goku might just push her to Super Saiyan 2 in her fused form, which is going to be awesome because, like I said, she has all the power that the legendary Super Saiyan has. I don't think she has to worry about the time limit at all. She just has to worry about her own stamina at this point because energy and power does not quite equate to stamina. If she gets beat badly enough, she might not get back up. That's just how it is. But Whis did mention that she is being powered by her Saiyan blood, and Saiyans don't stay down, really. Unless you kill them, they get back up. For the most part. There are a few times they get knocked out, but not often. But that's going to be it for this episode. I'm trying to make them quicker, which is why I'm not going into too much more detail. If there's anything you think I should talk about, or I didn't touch up on this subject, or on a subject in this, mention it in the comments down below. If you like it, leave a like or subscribe. And until next time, see ya.